Hello, my friend. Today, we're going to tell you an amazing story about the power of courage and patience. This tale is about a boy named Ethan who embarks on a great adventure to uncover the secret of the whispering trees. Are you ready? Then, let's set off on an unforgettable journey to the whispering forest. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a small village at the edge of a mystical forest. The villagers spoke of the whispering forest, a place filled with ancient trees that could speak to those who listened closely. Most people were afraid to enter, but there was one person who was not afraid. Ethan. Ethan was a young boy with wild curly hair and a heart full of curiosity. He was always different from the other children who spent their days playing in the village. Ethan would often wander to the edge of the forest, gazing at the towering trees, wondering what secrets they held. His grandmother, a wise old woman, had told him many stories about the forest when he was just a little boy. "The trees speak, Ethan," she would say, her voice full of wonder. "But only those with pure hearts can understand their whispers." The stories of the whispering forest intrigued Ethan. Every day, he would sit by the edge, listening for the faint sounds that might come from the forest. Sometimes, he could almost hear a voice, just a whisper in the wind. But when he tried to focus on it, the sound would fade away. One bright morning, after hearing another tale from his grandmother, Ethan decided that it was finally time to enter the forest. His heart raced with excitement and anticipation. Armed with a small pack of supplies, a ripe apple, a loaf of bread, and a flask of water, he set off toward the forest. The sun was shining brightly, casting a golden glow on the leaves of the trees, as if the forest itself was welcoming him. As Ethan stepped into the shade of the ancient trees, he felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. The air was cooler here, and the ground beneath his feet was soft, with layers of fallen leaves. He walked deeper into the forest, the rustling of the leaves growing louder, and yet the whispers he had hoped for remained elusive. After what felt like hours, Ethan began to doubt his grandmother's stories. Perhaps the trees didn't speak after all. But then, as he passed a great oak tree, he heard a faint rustling sound followed by a voice, a deep, ancient voice. "Who dares to enter the whispering forest?" the voice asked, the words as if carried by the wind itself. Ethan's heart skipped a beat, but he stood tall, his resolve firm. "My name is Ethan," he said, his voice strong. "I came to hear your whispers." The voice seemed to chuckle, a soft, almost musical laugh. "Many have come before you, seeking our wisdom, but only a few are worthy to hear it." Ethan felt a chill run down his spine, but his determination did not waver. "I want to learn," he said, his voice steady and filled with purpose. "I want to understand the secrets of the forest." There was a long silence, and then the voice spoke again, this time with a tone that seemed both approving and warning. "Very well, Ethan. You will have to prove your worth. If you can complete 3 tasks, you will earn the right to hear our wisdom. But be warned, the forest does not favor those who are dishonest, fearful, or cruel." Ethan nodded eagerly, ready for the challenge. The first task was to find the golden leaf, a leaf that only appeared once every 100 years. It was hidden deep within the forest, and no one had ever returned from searching for it. Ethan, however, was not afraid. With the instructions given to him by the voice, he ventured deeper into the forest, following the twisted paths and crossing the babbling brooks. Days turned into nights, and Ethan began to grow weary. His legs ached and hunger gnawed at him, but he refused to give up. He thought back to his grandmother's words, "The forest rewards those who are patient and persistent." he kept moving forward, knowing that the leaf was somewhere out there, waiting for him. On the third day, Ethan stumbled into a hidden glade, bathed in golden light. At the center of the glade, he saw it, the golden leaf. It lay on the ground, glowing softly in the sunlight. Ethan reached down and gently picked it up, his heart racing with excitement. As soon as his fingers touched the leaf, a soft whisper echoed through the air. "You have completed the first task." Ethan's face lit up with pride. He had succeeded. But there were still 2 more tasks to complete. The second task was more difficult than the first. The voice of the forest told Ethan that he must find the River of Reflections, a mystical river that did not show one's reflection, but rather the true nature of their soul. It was said that many who had tried to cross the river had become lost, unable to face the truth that the water showed them. "Where is the River of Reflections?" Ethan asked, his voice filled with both curiosity and fear. "Follow the path of the moon," the voice whispered, its tone more mysterious than ever. "When you see the silver light shimmering in the night, you will know you are close." Ethan set off immediately, determined to find the river. As the day turned to evening, he noticed a soft silver glow through the trees. It was the moonlight reflecting off the water, just as the voice had described. Following the moon's light, Ethan arrived at the River of Reflections. The water was calm, almost eerily still, and as he knelt to take a drink, he saw his reflection. But this was not the reflection he had expected. Instead of seeing a boy full of hope and curiosity, Ethan saw a dark, lonely figure, one who had given up on everything and isolated himself from the world. For a moment, Ethan recoiled, filled with fear. Was this who he was destined to become? A boy lost to his fears and doubts? But then he remembered his grandmother's words. The truth is not always easy to face, but it is necessary for growth. With a deep breath, Ethan looked into the water again. This time he saw himself as he truly was, brave, kind, and full of hope. His reflection had changed, showing him the potential within his heart. Ethan smiled, standing tall as he realized that he was stronger than he had believed. "You have completed the second task," the voice of the forest said, its tone full of approval. But there was still one final task to complete. The voice explained that Ethan must travel to the heart of the forest, where the oldest and most powerful tree stood. This tree held the final secret of the Whispering Forest, a secret that would allow Ethan to hear the wisdom of the trees. The journey to the heart of the forest was long and treacherous. The trees grew thicker, their branches intertwining like a maze. The path was difficult to navigate, but Ethan was determined. Every step he took brought him closer to his goal. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Ethan reached the heart of the forest. There, in the center of a vast clearing, stood the ancient tree, the one that had been whispering to him all along. Its bark was thick and gnarled, and its roots stretched deep into the earth. The tree spoke, its voice deep and wise. "Ethan, you have completed the tasks. You have proven yourself worthy. Now, hear the wisdom of the forest." The tree shared with Ethan the ancient knowledge of the forest, the secrets of the earth, the sky, and the stars. Ethan learned that everything in nature was connected, and that each living being had a role to play in the balance of the world. With a heart full of understanding and peace, Ethan thanked the tree and made his way back to the village. The villagers greeted him with awe, for they knew that he had received the wisdom of the forest. And so, Ethan's adventure became a tale told for generations, a story of bravery, patience, and the power of listening to the whispers of the world around us.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more magical tales. Your support means a lot, and by subscribing, you'll be the first to know when new stories are uploaded. Thank you for being part of our journey, and we hope to see you in the next adventure.